Hey, what's up, everybody? So, as you guys know, there was some incident that happened at the Breaking Down event. I got punched in the back of the head, and I know nothing about it. I got pissed and went crazy. So, if you guys want to hear about it, tune in. Right on.
1978とある田舎町で生まれて移り住んだ新宿で育ち、この町で起きたこれまでの俺たちのここまでの生い立ちはほんのまた序の口、試されたいちいち正してきた過ち、騙し合いやからしないはスニッチの始まり、放課後の登山所、児童館にホームアローン、そんな時間はほったらかして向かったとある場所。
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Yamato Damashi podcast. Enson's busy making bracelets. It's getting a festive time of the year. But some sad news to start off with. I wanted to pass my condolences on with obviously Cowgirl passing away. That was very sad.
Yeah. I mean, it's always one of those things that you have pets and you treat them like family, and you almost feel like they'll always be around. Although you know they're not always going to be around, you still feel like they will always be around. But yeah, so I mean, it was it was hard, but she was at the last day she was suffering pretty bad, and it. Me and Sarah have no regrets on deciding to put a plug on
Mhm.
her. She was suffering. She couldn't walk, so yeah. I mean, me and Sarah gotta keep our mind, keep reminding ourselves that although we missed her, although we're bummed that she's not here, she's no longer in pain and she's in a better place. So that's pretty much what we gotta keep our mind on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, I've seen lots of people share their support. So yeah, condolences.
Yeah.
Switching gears quite drastically, it's been a crazy week, right? You had that over the weekend, but then also this big breaking down episode finally appeared, which you were the big hook for the episode for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this incident that happened with me pretty much made the whole audition.
Yeah. So we were talking about this when it happened,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
you had kind of said, I don't know whether they'll actually keep the incident in or not, because of how you chewed them out, how you chewed out the producers. But let's rewind a little bit. Let's, for the people that haven't seen the incident, why don't you walk us through what happened the day that you went to the Breaking Down auditions?
Yeah, okay. So we went and everything was normal. I brought the team almost to introduce them. Everything was normal. When our turn came, we said, okay, we're gonna go out and I get to introduce my fighters, everything, and then we get out there and there's a little, they always like to create a stir where there's like a little bit of a rift between two teams. So the Mecca's old team came out and was kind of like, why'd you jump ship? Why'd you go to another team kind of thing? Which Mecca didn't really change teams, but he did not want to fight with them anymore because it was like they call it Kenkajima, where it's like a street team, street fighting team. And Mecca's training pretty seriously, training almost like a professional now. So he didn't feel like he wanted to be associated with that team. So they came out and they kind of had words, and while they were having words, I kind of stood nearby just so there wasn't. I didn't want any riot to happen. And boom, dude, I was standing there and just all like it's kind of like my almost like my the lights flickered in the room kind of thing. On boom, like whoa. I turned around and Leo, that kid, this little kid, Leo was fucking running away. It's just I mean, it makes him look bad all the way around. Hitting someone full on from the back of the head, one, not being able to drop him with that open shot from the back of the head, and then three, running like a coward. And that's pretty much what happened. And for me, I got pissed. I mean, I don't know anyone that wouldn't get pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you is a clean shot to the back of the head, right? It was a full on punch to the back of the head. You think those strikes aren't even legal in MMA, and he
Yeah,
completely
yeah,
blindsided you, right? Um, and as you say, he ran away, and it looked very cowardly on his
yeah. And
part.
my whole, your whole initiative first when you get hit, not really realizing what happened and still kind of being like, what the fuck, was get the guy who hit you. So that was my first initiative, is I'm gonna get that guy. And then I guess I was still thinking I had enough. I was seeing red, but I still was at least thinking enough that when I started going for him, and there was a big crowd, Mecca and Sarah actually reached him. Yeah, you can see if you watch some of the new clips they have out, you can see Sarah. Sarah's right there on him. Her and Mecca. So so they got to him, and then there was such a big crowd that I couldn't get to him. So I decided, well, right there. Then I thought to myself, why am I going for him? I know this is part of breaking down. I mean, I didn't know if they made him do it or what, but I knew that the responsibility isn't him. He's a kid. He's a dumb kid. If he decided to do it on his own, it's still breaking down's responsibility. He works, or he's one of their fighters, and if one of their fighters do something like that, especially in Japan, there's a big response. You take your responsibility. So that was my whole thing with that. And I went to the main guys, Mikuru, Kai, um, Mizoguchi, and Urita, and pretty much was asking them who made this happen, who's responsible, who's going to take responsibility. So
Yeah, so
that's pretty much, in a nutshell, what happened.
you kind of got into it with Arita, right? He was pretty close, I think, when you guys were he was face to face, whereas Mikuru was on the other side, and you kind of flung a chair, flung a chair at him, right?
Yeah, I threw a chair at that area where that's the area where all the top guys sit. Yeah, like so
Yeah.
Mikuru, Kai, Mizoguchi, they all sit there. So
On
that's where,
a
yeah, I kind of flew a chair there. I mean, I wasn't throwing it at Mikuru. If I did, it would have hit Mikuru, but I didn't. I was throwing it in that area. I just pretty much thought of wrecking the whole the event arena. Yeah, I wanted to mess that all up and say, fuck this. Auditions are done. I'm gonna fuck it all up now. That's kind of what I felt when I threw the chair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna
and
say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how angry are we talking you are?
yeah, I mean, I'm glad it didn't reach Nail, because I would have probably done something that I would have regretted. Uh, I'm glad I got to a point where I was able to be a little political and hold Mizuguchi responsible for what he did. So, I mean, everything's working out for the better. The fact that I calmed down and I let it. I mean, not let it go, but I kind of let the event continue. Breaking down Mizuguchi-san, especially, they really appreciated the fact that I didn't just say fuck this and leave the event, and they really appreciate that. So the next step now is, anyone can say sorry, but what I'm hoping for is I'm waiting for them to show me how sorry they are. And right now there's discussions of, well, one, in the next week, and we'll see, there's going to be a money compensation, a payment, an apology. And for me, it's like I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for a monetary um, payment, but that's their way of showing that they're sorry. And then the thing that I really trying to emphasize to them is, if you guys are really sorry, give Team Yamato a chance to fight. Put my boys in the next event. So that's what we're kind of hoping for, and we're hoping that they own up to it and give the boys a shot.
Nice. Yeah, looking out for the other guys as well on the team, which is great.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
just talk about your involvement in Breaking Down. Like, for those that don't know, how much have you done for them as an organization?
Well, at first it's like a real entertainment thing where they try to have the guys riot and make everything exciting, because if there's a riot before the fight, UFC, you see guys kind of start bumping chests and pushing each other. You kind of like, ooh, I want to see that fight. So they create it like that, and sometimes they force them to riot. So I didn't like it at first, but after a while, I noticed that the guy Mizuguchi is really trying to do good things for the fighters. And for me, I came from Hawaii. I really didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and fighting allowed me to be who I am today and do what I am doing today, which I love. So for me, I feel like if I had got a chance from fighting, I would love to help open up the doors for other guys that might go in the wrong direction if they didn't start fighting. So I decided to support it. So first I was supporting it where I was a guest on the show. Then it came to a point where I judged once, and then what happened after that was I brought my team, and I started trying to get my fighter. I got Rui, one of my fighters, Rui Mecca got a fight. So I got my fighters fights, and now we got the new team. We call it the Team Impact, Yamazawa Impact, and so now I'm in the midst of trying to get them fights. So in all honesty, this whole breaking down situation, if the team had nothing to do it, I would just say screw breaking down. I want nothing to do with them. I mean, although I do want to help the other kids that are trying to create a dream, I mean, there's only so far I can suck up, and they pretty much went borderline on the edge, and the only reason why I'm sucking it up is because I'm uh, looking out for my team.
So you kind of alluded to it, right? Like whose responsibility was, because it looks for when you watch the video, right? It looks like that kid Rayo just obviously acted on his own accord, went back, blindsided you, hit you in the back of the head. Did someone put him up to doing this?
Well, yeah, that's the story right now. That's the idea people are getting, that he was uh, he was told to do it. There's so many people that's trying to help out. There's people sending me videos and timestamps and pictures of, look, Rail's talking to somebody in the back. They was talking to a cameraman, and the cameraman's pretty much advising him what to do. And if you really look at the camera work, it's weird, the camera work, how they're on rail from the beginning before it happened. So I'm 90% sure it was done by somebody, but it's up to me to wait and find out. So the whole bottom line is we're gonna find out the whole story behind this whole thing. I even got people on Breaking Down side messaging me, telling me that they don't even know if it was staged or set up. So they're telling me that they're giving me the name of the cameraman that's Leo was talking to before he did it.
Wow.
Yeah. So and then they froze a picture of him. So
And I just want to throw this out there, right? And I know the answer to this, but I saw some Japanese comments sort of saying like, "Oh, this is staged. This was like set up. This, like the classic sort of reality show." Do you want to just clear that up for 1 minute?
yeah. Well, if I mean they say it was staged, like I'm if I they say I'm a part of it. No, I'm not. I had no idea. I mean, I would actually be able to work in Hollywood if I can act that angry. You know what I mean? I was pissed off, and if anyone can see it, that it wasn't an act. It was.
Yeah.
I would have a hard time acting that angry.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I could tell that was you're legit pissed. Like it's
Yeah.
uh yeah, I think there's a lot of elements of Breaking Down which are kind of like they try and control what happens. And I think that it's almost like the producers have been trying to get you to fight this kid, and you've kind of made it clear like you're not an active fighter. That's not something you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And it's almost
Yeah.
like the producers are trying to bait you into doing something. Is
Yeah. Or
what
they're trying to create a stir. But you know what? You know what? Too. What I
mm,
felt was I did a interview with one of the big YouTubers here in Japan, and I kind of told them that I have no idea what they're thinking. What are they thinking? Because if you look at that whole situation, it looks bad for Leo. It looks bad for Breaking Down. It looks like Mizuguchi cannot control his fighters. And it looks bad for me that I got hit by a kid in the back of the head, and I got so mad at a young kid. So I told the guy, what are they thinking? How can they think that, what are they trying to do? And the guy looked at me and said, Enson, views. It's for views. I'm like, oh,
mm,
that video that they put out, the first one, has 3.7 million views.
wow. Yeah.
And when I talked to one of the guys that does a YouTube channel, he told me he estimates that that's probably over $35,000
Yeah.
on that one video.
Yeah. And the thing is as well is that it's so domestic, right? That's if it's 3.5 million views, like at least 3.4 of them are from Japan, right? There's not many. It's not an international product, right? Most people that are
Yeah,
watching it are
yeah.
watching it in Japan, and it's huge. Um, do you think that the show producers understand how volatile things can get when real fighters, real street elements mix with entertainment?
I think on the surface they do, but they don't really take it serious. I think they have this idea where it'll be okay. They know that it can get real ugly, it can get real bad, but I think they have that on the side, like nah, it'll be okay. They're finding out right now that they made a big mistake with me, and if they don't do things properly, it's not over. For me, it's not over yet.
Mhm.
I need to apologies by the mouth. Him calling me, after the event's over, telling me I'm super sorry, regret what happened and everything, means nothing to me if I see no action. So that's where we stand right now. We're waiting to see action.
Okay, yeah, because in the show, right, it looked like in episode 2, we saw some sort of formal apology. Is that what
Yeah,
happened?
I
It's
mean,
quite hard to tell with the
he
audio.
gave me a formal apology, but all that you see, remember everybody, all you see is all for the show. So his apology was for the show. It wasn't a sincere apology, because in Japan, if you're real sincere, you wouldn't be sitting down and apologizing. You wouldn't bow that low. He didn't even bow down to, I didn't even see the top of his head. And the Leo not apologizing is something that I already knew he wasn't going to do. They asked me if it's okay that Leo doesn't apologize to keep his character, the bad boy, defiant character. And I told him, I told the Mizuguchi, you're the one that make him responsible. I don't care what he does. He's a punk. He can defy, he cannot apologize, he can do all that. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is you guys are taking responsibility. So we're yet to see if they really are truly taking responsibility and gonna, show me that they are sorry for what they did.
What do you want to see happen with Rayo? Do you want him to see him fight one of your fighters? What do you want to see happen?
Yeah, oh yeah, one, that would be a good story. Him fighting one of my fighters. Two, I think for him and for Breaking Down itself, I think he should apologize. I really think for the show itself, like, I don't think that's a good thing that for a young kid to hit someone older than his father, that someone who's helped create fighting how it is. I don't think they should let that go. There
Yeah,
should be some type of remorse and some type of apology.
because do you worry that younger fans might misunderstand what fighting really is when they see the breaking down side of it?
Yeah, they're gonna think it's cool, but yeah, I was kind of worried about that. But when you really look at it and you look at the comments, Rayo is taking a big hit on reputation. There's a lot of people that hate him, and the funny thing is, I've got already calls from two different factions that are moving on Mizuguchi and Rayo.
Oh,
And they called me. I think it was today. They met with one of them met with Mizuguchi today. And then he told me, I told him when I found out, I called him and I said, "Oh, I heard you're gonna meet Mizuguchi." He said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm pissed off at what he did to you." And I said, "Okay, that's fine." I said, "Just understand, as far as my stance, I'm getting things worked out with Mizuguchi. So if you feel for yourself, you feel personally that he disrespected what you think, your respect you have for me, then do what you want to do." So I think he's gonna probably start off the meeting by slapping Mizuguchi.
wow. Okay.
That's how this guy is, yeah. So
Yeah. Uh,
what Mizuguchi needs to understand, and I think he does understand, is that I don't have full control of everything that all these guys gonna do. So if he's
Yeah.
going to continue to do stuff like this, he's got to remember there's going to be repercussions that even if I forgive him, these other guys won't forgive him.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That people forget that your fan base is an old school fan base. It's an old school fan base that was in that Pride era where there was a lot of people from certain organizations that were big
Yeah, and
fans
I
of
got
yours,
gangster
right?
friends. I mean, my fans are more gangsters than anything. You know, got guys like Masato and Kid that have all women fans,
Yeah.
useless women fans. And then my fans are all like men, gangsters, my Yakuza, you know,
Yeah.
that was my fan base.
Yeah.
And these guys, you know, the funny thing is I always talk about it, but at the time I was super bummed, like, fuck, well, come I don't have chicks screaming my name. You know, I want girls to scream my name. Only Masato and Kid they have that. But what I didn't realize was later on when you retire, these girls don't even they just go and jump ship and go to the next good looking strong
They're on
guy.
the
But
Takaru
the
or whatever.
guys that cheer for you,
Yeah.
it's continuous. It'll continue throughout the year. I mean, even till today, I go to the events and I get approached for autographs and pictures. And how long have I been inactive already? I've been inactive for so long.
Yeah.
But these men fans, they are true diehard fans and kind of will stay with me forever. So pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, right? And you've had loads of
Yeah,
fans
so
where they've
that's the
like,
guys that they pissed off just now. So
yeah,
I can't call them all off. And to be honest, I have no interest in calling them off. If they decide what they want to do is what they want to do, then that's not my deal, man. That's not my responsibility at all.
yeah. They when they disrespect someone like yourself, they should expect that, there's going to be consequences. Um,
Yes, exactly.
what has the fan reaction been to the incident? You mentioned some of your fans. What about the general sort of, what are you seeing online?
Yeah, the ones I'm getting on YouTube, man, that's pretty much basic general fans, yeah. But man, it's I'm surprised because I get a lot of people that, they call it anchi or trolls, yeah.
Hmm.
There's a lot of trolls in Japan. Trolls are pretty brutal in Japan.
Yeah.
But man, I'm surprised, man. I'm looking through all the comments and everything. I'm fuck. I think in like one of the sections I have like 600 something comments, and I think there's like two trolls.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a good percentage, man. So I mean, Mizuguchi called me after to apologize again. 2 weeks later, telling me that it's going to be aired, and that's when I found out that they're going to actually show that.
Yeah.
And he said, "Enson, don't worry. It's the way we cut it and the way it is you don't look bad. Leo looks bad, and it is kind of true. Leo looks bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in a way, that I think that kind of it didn't do any. People are saying that that's going to be bad for Enson's stock. He gets hit by a kid like that, but I think it was pretty good because it showed that I could still go on with the audition. It showed that I'm not someone that's going to unreasonably attack a kid that doesn't have the make the best decision making because he's so young. And I think it's all plus plus, man. My YouTube channel took off, my Japanese channel. Too bad we couldn't link it to this, yeah.
Yeah. It's a different audience, right?
Yeah, totally different, yeah,
Like we
unfortunately, yeah.
like when we did the Tom Aspinall episode, we got quite a lot of traction, right? Because Western fans are interested in that side of things, whereas Japanese fans are so on Breaking Down that it's two different demographics at this point. But we thought we'd do this episode, right? Let people know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's not
So
like
what
you're
do you what do you think of the updates on Tom Aspinall about
he's
this Mike needing surgery in both eyes and
yeah,
he can't see
honestly,
and
he's digging himself a hole with this. It's
I think
not
he's playing up to it. He doesn't want to look like I mean, he's it's almost like you're lying over a lie to cover the lie. And
yeah,
it's
it's
like
it the thing that kind of hit me was when he showed the letter, the NHS letter. Like that's not what they look like. It looked like it had been someone had doctored it. It looked like someone had almost written the letter for him. And I was just like, he should, if honestly, he should have tried to play things down. Instead, he's played things up.
Yeah, and then it's just everything's just weird how he says that he still can't see clearly out of the eye. He says stuff like he might have to get surgery in both eyes. And then another thing he said was the problem with his eyes is a rare condition now, like rare, so they can't have any background on it. They can't really look it up.
Yeah,
I might be mistaken, but I call total bullshit.
well, I think if he doesn't fight soon, UFC will probably do like interim heavyweight champion or something.
Well,
Like,
I
because
think there
Dana
are. Yeah,
doesn't play
aren't they
that
gonna
game.
do the intern? I think I personally think that Dana does. It feels the same way as me,
Yeah,
and
I
I
think so.
personally think that Dana will have no problem stripping him
Ooh,
if he
yeah,
plays that. If he plays, Dana's gonna get shit for it, but if he
yeah,
plays that eye
yeah.
operation and he plays it up to just to show people that I didn't pussy out. Look how bad my eye is, and just to play that role, he might lose his title. And I'm sure Dana would have no problem just moving the vision on with him.
I think I don't. The way he's managing his career is really bad moves. Like some of the stuff that he's doing. Like when his dad was talking about like going over to boxing, Dana hates that shit. Like, you can't be publicly saying, "Oh, we want to go and get the biggest public purse." It's like the stupidest thing you could do. You can feel that way behind the scenes, but nobody
Yeah.
in your team should publicly say that. Like that's such a bad move. Like who's managing them to like go out and say
And
that sort of shit?
that's his father too, the guy who probably
Yeah.
has the most insight on what he wants to do. Yeah,
Exactly. He's gonna know his mindset from like day one. So is
I think he realized that he's not as tough as or good as he is. I think Sorogan really he didn't what Sorogan did he didn't expect. I
all he had
think so.
all he had to do was attempt to try and keep fighting till the end of the round, and people would have got sympathy for him. Even
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he'd finished the round and then at the end of that round said, "I cannot fight because my eyes are still fucked," people would have it would have been a totally different reaction. Like it still would have got some heat, but people would have kind of seen that at least he like did that. Whereas he's going down a really bad route. And I
He
could
didn't
see
even
with
try. He didn't even try to see. He didn't even he held that cloth to his eye, not realizing that he should have played the left eye up because the left eye got poked worse than the right.
he should have just yeah. And I think as you say, like Dana is not
Dana's not buying it. Dana
he's
said
not buying it. He's not
Dana
gonna
didn't
buy it.
say that he was poked, so he couldn't continue. Dana said something like he didn't want to fight.
The thing is, if you take out Dana White, the promoter, Dana White, the fight fan, his favorite fighters are people like, the Justin Gaethjes, the Dustin Poirier, the people that like go out and like have those wars, right? He's always been a fan of, what was it, Roger Huerta and Clay Guida. He loved that fight. Forrest Griffin, Stephen Bonnet. He loved that fight. He's always loved like the Mexican boxing. So when you see someone do the complete opposite of that, immediately it's gonna like, I don't know.
Well, he did like Tom a lot because Tom did a lot of last minute fights for him. He did appreciate that Tom did was a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
company guy as far as taking fights, but I
It
think
was a
this
pretty.
really turned him off.
I think you're right. I think it was like a pretty neutral relationship.
Yeah.
And then this is just totally like because obviously you had the whole Jones, negotiations, and he could have, yeah, I don't know. So
This blew the relationship out of the water, man.
I honestly think this is after seeing that video, I'm not sure like how they come back from it. I think they will try and completely move in a different direction.
a a big hyped fight main event comes up and the guy makes no attempt to try and continue, that would piss any promoter off, man.
Yeah, yeah, it would. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I can see them doubling down on Cyril Gahn. I can see them rematching maybe with John Jones in the White House. I think they will. The UFC will do UFC. You know what I mean? They're going to carry on.
Yeah, yeah, we'll
Oh,
see,
that
we'll
video
see.
was a PR nightmare. He should never have done that video. That was the worst thing he could have done. All he had to say was, I was really hurt. I'm feeling better. I want to make the fight. I want to come back as soon as possible. I want to defend my championship. And people would have kind of gone, would have got some heat from some people, but they still would have been like, okay, well, let's get this fight going. Let's go see it again.
He's really
Worth it.
going over the edge into too much detail, trying to prove that, look, I was really hurt. Look.
Yeah. Before we wrap this up,
Damn,
last
what?
thing I want to. Sorry, go on.
What national? Oh, he's British, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of mine. He's British. It's terrible look for us. It's not good. It's not good. But
Oh, damn.
yeah, I know I should be supporting him, but I can't. Like, that's not.
Yeah, you're being real, man. You're being real.
Yeah, I know the type of fighters that I like, and like when I see that, that's the sportsman. Okay, yeah, that's not like the fighter. So yeah. And I had no feeling for him before, like good or bad. I was always kind of like watching him fight. I was interested, but this whole thing is just plummeting in my opinion.
I used to really like him, man.
Yeah, I mean he's a good fighter, but
yeah, but bummers.
Yeah, everyone's got
C'est
different
la vie.
opinions. Yeah, I wanted to kind of finish on the breaking down stuff.
Okay.
What if you were running breaking down, what changes would you make?
That's a rough one because I understand what they're doing. They're trying to get views, and look at their freaking. I swear they're probably making about almost 150 to 200,000 a day on the videos that they're putting out.
Wow.
Because if you notice in Breaking Down, if you Google Breaking Down, there's all these sub channels that they're putting almost the same film but a little different angle. So they're making a lot of money. For me, I think Breaking Down wouldn't be as popular because I probably would change a lot of things. I would probably stop the riots. I would take more responsibility for it being an honorable martial art. So I think for that it wouldn't be as popular. But my whole thing would be to keep it honorable, to keep it as a good influence for kids and a good representative for martial arts. But views would probably go down and the popularity would probably go down.
Do you think this instance going to change your involvement with the show going forward?
It all depends on what type of compensation they do with me. They're doing a financial compensation that's going to be transferred into my bank before the 10th, and I know how much it is, but it's a good amount. So I'm happy with the amount. But the other thing is that I don't know if they're gonna fill in the bigger responsibility of getting my fighters fights.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
But
When's the event for the actual is it
14th,
the 14th?
December 14th is Mecca's fight, and then the next event in January they're gonna have an audition that we're gonna see if they're gonna give my fighters fights. And I think a very possible thing is if they don't properly show remorse and apology, there's a good possibility I will cut all ties with Breaking Down, sever all ties.
Okay.
I'm also thinking of possibly coming out with the truth on the whole thing about Breaking Down.
Okay.
That would be crazy. And you know what? Last time was real crazy. I had a cameraman come in with me. That's how we got that video of the riot so soon.
Mhm.
That Leo hitting me in the back of the head. So I got that guy with me. Breaking Down's usually like freaking strict about cameramen getting in. They allowed that guy with me, so I'm gonna do that again on the next one. And I'm gonna have him take whatever backstage stuff he can get. I want to stock up all my ammunition for if things get bad and I decide to bring Breaking Down down. I'm gonna have a lot of ammo.
We'll leave it on that note. But yeah, if anyone's got any questions for Enson about Breaking Down, about the scene in Japan, please put them in the comments. Let us know what you want to hear. If you enjoy us shitting on Tom Aspinall, let us know. We can talk more about that. There's UFC coming up in next weekend, so we can talk about that perhaps as well. But yeah, Any parting
Google
words?
Breaking
before-
Down. Google Breaking Down and watch it. I think they have the English subtitle version up now, so check it out. Pretty interesting. I think people who love fighting will enjoy watching Breaking Down.
We will make some sort of video as well so people can see the clip of what happened. But yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching,
All right.
and we'll speak again soon.
All right. All right, everybody. So that was what happened with Breaking Down. It was ridiculous what they did. And, you guys have any other questions or comments, put in the comments. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.